Hello, Gašper. Thank you for replying to my invitation to the podcast Spark and joining us. And for the first time, I would love to ask you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey Tiasha, I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm truly looking forward where this conversation will take us. So firstly, my name is Gašper Dolinar. I'm an artist, and for the last 7 years I've been helping people to what you just mentioned, to discover their spark, as it was something that it kind of took me onto a journey of firstly discovering my passion, which was when I've started painting. Then it kind of turned into more of a storytelling mission, and it took me to a YouTube channel. So I've started a YouTube channel back in 2018, and that's where I've started sharing all these stories and messages also from other people around what we are capable of, around finding the meaning in maybe more uncertain times, and yeah, connecting back with our sense of purpose, our sense of kind of walking the path that truly means something to us. So we live our lives more fulfillingly and passionately. That's something I've been passionate about for the last 7 years, and that's what I'm doing right now. So it's quite of a long story, and I could share all of it, how it started. But for now, this is what I'm doing. I help people to find meaning, purpose, direction in these uncertain times of big change. I think technologically and psychologically, so much is changing. And I feel people are they're looking for answers. Partially, we feel more disconnected from ourselves than ever, but partially, we're also looking for deeper connection with ourselves and nature and life, and to see what it's all about, like what these changes are all about and where it is taking us. Like, are we going further and further away from ourselves, or is it actually waking us up? And this is something, again, that is kind of calling me to explore, and what I find I share with others. Sometimes it's more spiritual, sometimes it's more maybe psychological and practical, but it's a quest of mine that that I truly love to explore and to share. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Perfect. Just to sum up, because we were talking before I pressed the record button, I created this podcast Spark that you related to because I want to help people follow their dreams and to like maybe ignite a spark in them to start doing something that they love. Because usually you just need to hear like somebody that you admire or just a certain word, some sentence, and you are off with your dreams. So that you were referring to, yeah. So you mentioned those uncertain times of change that we are in the middle of now, with the technology really fastly evolving. And yeah, I think that people get scared. Also, the COVID was kind of a weird situation that happened to us, that divided us. So many things are happening, and the wars and everything, and we get bumped by all the information and the internet. The social media is there's so much information. So do you think that this is helpful for us, or would you say that it distracts us from relating to ourselves, to our true nature, to our divine calling?
I think it depends of how we use it. Like, there's so much of information right now, which means there's so many answers out there. But if we're only looking for answers but not applying them, then it becomes distraction. But if we're students and we use technology to learn what we don't know and then apply it and test it and experiment and then return back to it and learn something more and test it once again, then it becomes very productive and constructive. So for me, it's a challenge to balance these things, how much I spend on it to learn, and when it becomes just entertainment. So it turns into distraction eventually. And I kind of try to stay conscious how much I use it and where it becomes just overwhelming. And I think in this time it's very important to be aware, like how much we use anything that pulls us away from our natural senses, that are our intuition, our creativity, our logic, our ability to take action and to persevere. And whatever pulls us away from that is, it's a good distraction from what's most probably very necessary if we want to evolve. Uh, so yeah, it depends how we use it, and yeah, if we become conscious with it, I think we can use it in a very positive way.
I do find this, what you said, really powerful because I have this pattern of maybe consuming too much information because there is so much
Yeah,
knowledge, so much things that you can do to grow, to help yourself. But then, like you said, if you don't apply it, it's just a lot of information that gets poured into you and it can be overwhelming. And then if you
yeah,
don't apply it, it's just a waste of time sometimes.
yeah, it is, because sometimes it's so fulfilling just to learn something, especially when it's something new and something exciting or something mystical. We kind of feel drawn into it, and then we think if we will know more, then we'll also maybe feel more important. Or it happens sometimes that then you're in a company of few people and you're like, oh, I know this and that happened and that happened, and it kind of makes you feel maybe more significant, and but it doesn't truly change you much. So yeah, it's important to know how much is enough, and to then experiment with what you've learned, because when we simplify our lives and we return back to ourselves, we notice we don't need much to live a good life, but we need some kind of a knowledge to deal with our own troubles and challenges. And that's a good time to learn something new, to open up to something new. But if you get stick on the phone and just scroll, then I don't know, it's very dark road in front of you. It just becomes overwhelming and you get lost there. Then it's another hit and another hit and another hit, and you're just more lost. So it's very important, yeah, to know where you're going in life, I think, because then you know what to learn and what to apply and what to ignore. So you're not just jumping around and doing all kinds of things. You are kind of oriented towards something that matters to you, and then you can easily go on YouTube or Google or ChatGPT and you find answers that you can apply for your path. So before using it, it's good if we have a purpose, like what we're doing in life at the first place. So then we can use tools, because otherwise tools are using us to be its prey, because that's how everything on the internet works at this time. Like more clicks, more revenue, and it's all the same in all different platforms, and everything is just looking for your attention. So only when a person finds a direction in life, then we can use these tools for what they are maybe made to truly learn, to use them to learn and to improve our lives, and not just walk around distracted and not knowing why we're living.
That was my next question. Like, what do you already said, like, you have to have the direction, but what would you be your suggestion, or maybe like yeah, suggestion to somebody that wants to help himself or wants to share that with world, how to use that technology? You said one was that you have to have some direction, like a goal that you want to go towards.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, I think if we know what we are learning, what we are studying, what we want to achieve or accomplish, or where we are going towards, if we have some kind of a vision for life, like where we're moving, then it can serve us so well because there's so much of knowledge and information and advice on the internet. And every time we are presented with a challenge, we can look for someone who has already overcome it, and we can model their behavior and use what they've learned and apply it and learn in our own way. So that's, to me, a very constructive way of using it. That's how I've learned to paint. I didn't go to school for art. I've just started painting, and when I had no idea what I'm doing, I went on YouTube and I've learned the skill. So eventually, because I knew that I want to learn to paint, and I knew like in what kind of direction I want to evolve my art, for example, I was able to use technology in a very healthy way. But if you don't know what you're doing, then you just sit down and scroll, and that's what happens to most people. TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And yeah, it just fills your brain with a lot of maybe nonsense or just too much of something that can be used. Because I think if we can't make sense out of what we're maybe perceiving, then it's just cluttering us. But to make sense out of something, I think we need both knowledge and we need experience. So we need to learn and we need to apply. And that's when we can form a bigger picture of how something works and what is strengthening us, what is weakening us, and then use our strength maybe to improve our weaknesses. And that's how we make progress in life. So yeah, that's kind of it. We need to have some kind of a vision, because all these tools are so helpful, especially now with AI. Everything is just faster. You can get answers faster, but it's also so much more challenging if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know where you're going.
Thank you for that answer. I do know you from when you were a biker. I don't. You probably still bike, the mountain biking.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, that was a long time ago. Um,
I didn't know
there-
that. I didn't know that you know me from there.
Back in Slovenia, when like mountain biking started to become a thing, there wasn't that many people.
Yeah, that's true.
So I kind of knew everybody from events, from Facebook, and I think I met you through Maya because I met her in one workshop for women mountain bikers, and then I saw
Okay.
that you're her boyfriend, and well, I just had you on Facebook, and that was it. But then you kind of attract my attention because you all of a sudden started painting, and that was what a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, And to be honest, in that time, it was weird for somebody like in a mountain biking community when everybody doesn't talk about their feelings. Nobody talks about their feelings. Nobody talks about anything else than mountain biking. You attracted my attention because of that, because you went out of that, um, box and started doing something for yourself that you enjoyed. Um, so you probably also were finding yourself in a way like you described now.
Oh, yeah.
And like how did your path started? Because from coming from mountain biking, where you are kind of disconnected from yourself because you get a lot of hits, um, you're in a pain a lot, you just have to be courageous and just do it, to jump, to ride fast in the terrain that we are riding. Mm, how did that come up? Like, how did you even find your way? How did you find yourself and then started following it?
Yeah, it was very unexpected. So one good thing about the sport I've been doing, and I still do it for fun, it's freestyle mountain biking. It's called dirt jumping. I've been doing it for 13 years, I think. We had some competitions in Slovenia, and it was very fun. And we've been like one big community that we were all passionate about this. We all needed to build our own parks if we wanted to train. So it was truly a dedicated sport. And one good thing about this sport was, at least for me, that it's very creative. So to me, it was like I needed to be kind of in tune with myself, because it was a way I've been expressing myself in the sport, because you're doing tricks and you don't do just any kind of trick. You do the trick that speaks to you, that you kind of express your character with it. And so one day I've been, when you're making progress in sport, it becomes more dangerous and more challenging. So you start looking for ways how to deal with fear. And one day I went on Google and I think I typed in how to overcome fear or something like that. And I came across yoga. So kind of yoga and meditation is a good way to overcome fear or something like that. So I've tried yoga, or actually I've been doing one workout routine every winter. It was one program, I think it's called P90X. It's by Tony Hart, and it was very popular, I think 15 years ago. And he had the recovery day was yoga, and it finished with meditation. So when I've done this yoga for the first time, I felt so relaxed at the end. I felt so good at the end that I thought, whoa, I never felt so relaxed before. And meditation was so good. Like I never felt so good after a workout, after my maybe ride on my bike. It was all hype and adrenaline, but this yoga practice was more about peace and connection, contentment, and I felt so present with myself, and that made me start a bit diving deeper, and I've started reading more spiritual books and things like that. I had no idea that I'm opening something with that, but when me and Maya decided back in 2017, we actually decided before that we truly want to discover what we want to do with our life. So we decided to quit our jobs. We saved some money. We said, okay, I will go all in with this sport because I'm curious where it will take me. So we decided to quit our jobs, move to Spain, because in Spain, also in winter time, you can train. We went into close to Barcelona. It's Catalonia. So we went there, but at the time I've quitted my job, I thought, oh, I would have so much time for my bike. I've started receiving ideas I could draw, and kind of this younger me returned. As a little kid, I've been drawing most of the time. That was a way to escape the world, to go into my inner world and just draw what I see. So when I quit on my job, this inner artist kind of awakened. When you have more time for yourself, unexpected things may happen. Something from the past may return and may take you onto an adventure, and that's what happened to me. So when we went to Spain, I've started drawing a lot, and we went biking, but I took my this drawing notebook with me, and I've been drawing there and riding. And at some point, drawing became more interesting to me than riding. Like one passion became stronger than the other. So that was the time I started an Instagram page. I called it I Draw My Passion, because I was kind of drawing what I've been passionate about. Sometimes I would see a tree and I would draw a tree, but I would also draw roots and kind of energies around it. Like, let's draw what's visible and what's not visible. And I've been just inspired to do things like that. So I called it I Draw My Passion. So we were still traveling back at that time in Spain, but we were slowly running out of money. And that was the time when we still were not sure, okay, what we want to do with our lives. And we need some clear signs. I've been, reading back at that time a lot about, spirituality and connection with life and trusting life and surrendering to life and having intentions and things like that. So because we had kind of no other option then, like we said, we'll not find a job, we'll be free, but we'll also experiment with what happens if you have clear intention, if you know exactly what you want. Like what happens if there is truly some kind of a force that supports you? Let's test it out. So I've started writing on a piece of paper what I want. Like I want to be supported financially, I want to do what I love and things like that. I've clearly written all of that down. And then very interesting things started happening to us. I've been still drawing, and one day we were in a cafe, and an older guy comes to us, and he started speaking to Maya, because Maya is fluid in Spanish. And later Maya tells me that this was a famous Spanish painter. Like his paintings are selling for millions and millions of dollars, and she started showing him my drawings, and he was like, oh, he has a potential, something like that. It was all, to me, it was a sign. Okay, maybe something is taking me into this direction. Then a few days later, a huge hotel company contacts us on Instagram, and it was a very small Instagram, like 30 followers, something like that. And the manager of these hotels write us a message like, hey, we saw your drawings and we're just renovating our hotel. Could you come to us and draw our present offices? So then we would put these drawings into the renovated offices. So we were like, oh, that's interesting. We went there and they treated us like we would be celebrities. Like they made a coffee to us, they made breakfast, and they treated us like we came out of a car. We were sleeping in a car, but we came there and they were treating us like celebrities. And to me, it was another sign. Okay, maybe I could do something with art if I truly dedicate myself to it. So I said, okay, that's what I want to do. And then the third thing I asked was, okay, now I need a sign to return back to Slovenia. And if it happens, we'll go back to Slovenia and I will go all in with it. And then the third thing that happened to us was that we left a car on a bit of a wild place, somewhere out of a city. It was a bit of abandoned parking spot, and Maya left her bag in the car. So when we came back to the car, the rear window was broken, and her bag was not stolen, but or it was. Yeah, I think it was, or at least how is the called when we put money in it and cards?
The wallet.
Yeah, the wallet. Her wallet was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And we called the police and we said what happened, and they say, oh, you will need to create your documents so you'll be able to return back to Slovenia. And we said, well, that will be a lot of work and you need to pay for it and so on. But 2 hours later, they call us back and they say, we received all your documents back, but your window insurance can only fix your window if you return to Slovenia. So we received everything back, except we needed to go back to Slovenia to fix our window. It was insured, but we needed to go back to Slovenia. So before we went to Slovenia, we went to buy food for our traveling, and there was one store that they've been kind of selling everything all together, like food and clothes and stuff. And when we were there, I saw the last package of acrylic colors, the last one. I took it, and that was the beginning. Then when we returned back to Slovenia, I've started learning to paint. And I've started then experimenting more with this thing, with having an intention, having a vision for life, knowing exactly what you want, and then truly working towards it and being aligned with your passion and doing everything you can with it, but still trusting that life will open doors for you if you do everything you can do. So yeah, when we came back to Slovenia, I've started learning to paint very fast. I've learned to paint. It's it's still incredible to me how fast you can learn something when you're truly passionate about. Because I know when it comes to biking, it took me so many years that I've learned something, but painting took me maybe 1 month, and I've already started making like paintings I've been happy about. Say 1 months later, I had my first art exhibition. On that art exhibition, I've sold my first paintings for a bit more money, like 500 or 600 euros, which was like a good reassurance to me that I can do something with it. So yeah, I've started experimenting with everything, and I've noticed that life, there is something mystical to life that we don't always talk about. Now it's becoming more known to people, the law of attraction, and the the part of life that is invisible but is still with you all the time, and it has your back and it supports you, but you need to know what you're doing, and you need to do all of yourself to it. It's called devotion. If you truly devote yourself to something that matters to you, you will get to places that are far greater than you can imagine. That's something that happened to me. I can only speak from my experiences, and I know it works. So yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about talking about this and helping people to navigate themselves to back to this discovery, like what you're passionate about, what you love to do. And instead of focusing too much on what's happening in the world, focus on what's happening in your inner world and try to make sense of it, and notice that maybe you don't truly need to fit into the outer world. Maybe you need to discover how this inner world of yours is unique, and then bring that uniqueness into the outer world and make it more beautiful because you exist. So yeah, that's I think why I've made this transition from biking to this more maybe subtle art that is expression of your feelings, expression of your vision, which now when I reflect back, I see a lot of connection with the sport. It's very similar. Like you have an idea what you want to do. When you're doing it, you have a great fun at doing it. Like when I paint, I have a great fun painting. But it's not always beautiful. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes there's a long, boring process because I like to paint details. So sometimes it's 10, 20 hours of completely boring processes that you also need to go through. Like on biking, when we were building jumps, there was a lot of work in it, a lot of dedication, and you needed to wait for the right weather and all of that. So I've noticed a lot of connections. Just there's less adrenaline, and this happiness that in biking came from adrenaline and risking here comes more from expression and kind of bringing out what you see in your mind. So it's a different type of happiness. It's a bit more I don't know, peaceful. So it's not that I moved away from adrenaline. I still like it, but it's a different type of happiness. It's more peaceful. Like now I'm not looking for good days on the bike. Now I'm just I'm happy to wake up and to do what I'm doing. I'm really happy with that. So that's a big change now. And yeah, I'm still learning how to balance it even more.
Amazing. I think it's an ongoing process through the whole life. So I'm really happy that you found something that makes you happy. That is
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah, it truly is.
And when you said that you also get like into this maybe heaviness with all the details, because yeah, sometimes the process of painting takes a lot of time to really create what you want with all the little things that you want to see, the details. How do you get through it? Because some people might just quit, say like, this is, I don't want to do that. How do you get through
Yeah,
it? Because I
yeah.
think it's also a good quality to have in life, because
Yeah,
when you start in your personal growth in spirituality, let me just say like that, shit comes up. And not just one,
yeah, it
but
does.
it just keeps on coming and coming and coming. And you have to have this I'm doing this anyway mentality. Otherwise, you just quit on the first bump and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, it happens all the time. It's like truly knowing when to push through and when to let go, and that's the biggest challenge. Because I think it's a very good thing if we have a background in something more grounded. Like for me, it's sport. I think it's way better than if you would go straight to something spiritual and not be grounded, because then you would be all about easy stuff and letting go, and you would never do some real work, I think. But to me, this background in biking helps me to understand the process, why it's so important to push through, and what's on the other side if you do, because it's progress, it's maybe winning, it's experiencing what you've been visualizing. So once again, I think it's the vision, because when I start a painting, I already know what I'm painting. So I already have some kind of a vision in my mind's eye, like what I'm creating, what I want to see on the canvas. And usually it takes me into different directions, but at least I know where I'm going. So when there's this long time when maybe it's not so fun, and maybe it's challenging because you're learning a new skill, or you've tried it and it didn't work, and you need to now try again, and I don't know, go through these trials. You know that the end product will be powerful and beautiful. And if you truly reach the top or the finish line, once again, you will be changed, you will be transformed. And it happens all the time. You change, and then you notice in other areas of your life, in relationships or in business or in anything else, it's the same process. And because this process of painting for me changed me, now I know, okay, if I have a vision and if I follow it, if I trust that I will make it happen, and if I keep working on it, and if I succeed at the end, then I know in any other area, like maybe I have financial goals, maybe I have relationship goals or business goals or whatever it is, I can do the same, and I can accomplish it despite how things in between are happening. So yeah, the process changes us. It's maybe what we can now return back to what we've started about being distracted with social media or using it to in our advancement. And it's yeah, when you have a vision, when you're working on, then you can get some glimpses from other people how they've persevered, and you apply them in at the moment when you have troubles and challenges, and you keep going. And it's helpful if you see that maybe you're not alone. Like, it's so interesting that we just don't expect it. We don't expect it will not, everything will just not go with the beautiful flow. There are things that will go seemingly against us, but they teach us, they shape us. And yeah, if we hear maybe stories from someone who's been through something like that, I've been always inspired by stories from other people that have succeeded at something, or artists. So it helps me to understand, okay, it's actually natural part of the process to have these bumpy moments where we are not sure if it will happen the way we would like, but eventually it works out, maybe better, maybe worse. But the point is that we finish what we've started. I think this is the main lesson, that we finish it and we see, did it work the way we wanted? Did it work better? In painting, it often works to me way better than I thought. Details are maybe more vivid, or something is different. It's even more, storytelling, or yeah, it's mind is limited, but process teaching us to unlimit ourselves.
Perfect. Just to maybe combine it all into a little small package, because we were talking for a long time, and make how do you say, um, if I'm gonna be wrong, let me know. But you said that you have to have a vision
Hmm.
that keeps you going, and then also intentions are really important, because sometimes people don't really get the maybe the insights how this is important. So intention, to set an intention for everything you do, that helps, you said. And just dedication to really go for it all in, not halfway, but go all in like you did. um, and then finding help, learning from other people that already did it, google it up on YouTube, whatever. um, and yeah, no, like still focusing on the vision, going also through the bumpy road, um, sticking up with it even if it feels uncomfortable, and maybe even, I would say, changing perspective, like not seeing it as something difficult but an opportunity to grow. Did I summarize it up, or would you add
Yeah,
something else?
no, it's very beautiful what you said. It's exactly what I think it is. It's yeah, it's important to change your perspective and to sometimes to practicing things outside of you. Like you would step outside of your body and you would see yourself as you would be in a movie. Because sometimes, when you see yourself in a screen, like when you're watching a movie, you kind of scream at the actor what to do. Oh, you could do that. The enemy is coming and things like that. But when we are the actor, we don't see all the things. So sometimes it's very helpful if we kind of step outside, like a short meditation practice where you step outside of yourself and you just observe if there's something you don't see, if there's something you don't know but you could learn. Is there maybe a challenge that you're repeating but you haven't learned a lesson? Is there, someone close to you that you could ask for an advice? Because so many times when we are surrounded with people who could sometimes maybe ask us for an advice or yeah, ask us for something, they don't ask, they think they know, and then they never experience a breakthrough. Because I don't know, I'm a curious person. If there's someone close to me that I know they know something I don't know, I will ask them. I will keep asking them until I can master what they've mastered. And I think it's a good approach to make some progress and to, yeah, align with the life that feels meaningful to us. Whatever it is, it doesn't need to be a big thing. It can be just maybe more health or more happiness or whatever it is. It's just, yeah, stepping out maybe of our current situation and seeing everything as potential lesson that we haven't took into our hearts and learn from it.
You mentioned a lot of times now meditation, and I was also going to ask you about your personal growth and spirituality, because you said that you started in 2017, 2018, which, if I recall correctly, there wasn't so many things known about that back then. Let's say for me, it started a little bit before Corona times, so in
Mm.
2020, 2019, for my personal reasons. But like, how did you start doing that? And maybe what helped you the most? You said meditation a few times, so I want to maybe ask you about meditation. What, like, when I tried it for the first time, and I still struggle a little bit, that's why maybe I'm asking, because for me meditation is, okay, I sit down, I try to see my thoughts coming and going, try to maybe quiet down a little bit and just see how my body feels, so going back to the body. But there wasn't so many huge breakthroughs, and I want to ask you maybe on that part, what do you suggest? How do you do it?
Yeah. Oh, there's so many options once again. And once again, it's the same thing. Like it depends of your goal, or it depends of why you are looking to do meditation. Like it could be to calm yourself down, to let go of stress. It could be to tune within your body, or it could be to experience something mystical, something beyond the physical. Depends of what it is. Sometimes I do it to get inspiration for painting or for my YouTube videos. And other times it's just to let go. So I firstly came across meditation, as I mentioned before, in this workout kind of practice with that guy that did yoga and then meditation at the end, that was just focusing on breathing. And it has a great calming effect on my body. That's when I've learned the power of conscious breathing, where you're just paying attention to your breath. And in more ancient Indian teachings, there's a practice where with breathing, you're also imagining how kind of the energy is traveling through your spine, kind of towards your middle part of the brain. And as you breathe out, it goes back towards the beginning of your spine. So this was the practice of conscious breathing, and this kind of practice helps me to relax. But later, I came across a work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Are you familiar with him?
I haven't done any of his meditations, but I know him. Yeah.
Okay. So it was in 2018. I've started reading his books and watching his podcasts, and it was something that truly resonated with me because he connects everything with science, and it made a lot of sense to me. So I've started doing his meditations back at that time a lot. And his meditations are quite long. They're like 1 hour long, and they're very intense. And they're designed very differently than other meditations. So in his work, you kind of focus on nothingness, on empty space, firstly in your body, then around your body, because it calms your thinking mind, it calms your thinking brain, and more you focus on the nothingness, more, as he explains, whole parts of the brain start synchronizing, and you experience what is called brain coherence. And more you're calming down, more you just become aware. So there's no emotions anymore. You kind of experience a state of being present. And then he teaches to elevate emotions. So you elevate more positive emotions, and it puts your heart into a coherent state. So they call it heart-brain coherence. And it kind of intensifies your energy. And if you are doing it for enough time, you truly feel it. Like my body starts sweating. I start seeing visions and pictures in my mind. And sometimes I receive guidance or some insight. So this is something I'm practicing now daily. Sometimes his meditation, sometimes I just do my own now as I know how to do it. But I've been doing that for many years now, and I've noticed it has very healing effect on me. Like sometimes I just receive guidance, sometimes I know what to do, and sometimes I don't experience anything. Like it's all part of the process. But that's my journey with meditation. I think it's not something that people sometimes think deeply spiritual. It's more of a very helpful tool that helps us to connect back with our humanness, like what makes us human. So we're not just animals walking around with this monkey mind. We recognize that we are very unique. We have unique needs. We have unique desires, and we have unique inspirations. And to me, through meditation, I've connected back with myself, and I've noticed what I want to do with my life. And when I feel lost, I do it, and I kind of connect with the answer. So actually my YouTube channel, Attract Passion, was born like that, because at the time when I've started painting, I had no idea how we will survive financially. Like we've sold few paintings, but it was not enough to survive. So one day I've been meditating. I had this intention that I truly want an answer. I want to know what to do, because this is my passion. This is what I want to do. Like all signs aligned. I want to know, and I just got that insight. Start a YouTube channel where you will, I've been recording all my paintings. When I start painting, I start recording, and I film all the painting process. So I had already many videos of my art, and I got this idea that I could connect my paintings with messages, with inspiring messages or insightful messages that maybe the message is related to the painting. And I've started that YouTube channel, and soon as after I've started it has grown very, very fast. Like now it's on almost 500,000 of subscribers. But it happened. I got an insight for that through meditation, and that's why I think there's a space that holds answers we don't know yet, and we can tune in and find them. Not with some kind of an urge like, oh, I need to know, but we relax into it, and maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But as soon as we experience some progress, we want to do it again because then we are curious. What else can I do? What else can I create? So yeah, that's why I'm doing it, and it helped me a lot.
So you would say that those messages, divine messages, and um, things that you share on your YouTube channel and also on your Instagram and Facebook, do they come from meditation, or are you now already so in tuned that you just get the messages, not even needing to meditate anymore?
Yeah, now it depends. Sometimes I just feel good and I receive inspiration. And sometimes I need to do something to be inspired. So now it's more like I understand that inspiration is kind of an emotional state that is very high and it feels very great. And I kind of practice it to recreate that state as I'm sitting down with some kind of an inspiring music, and I try to tune in. And when I do, I get an insight. That's somehow how it works for me. It's like you would tap into something that exists, but you need to get there consciously. It's not like physically. You need to get there through mentally, emotionally. You kind of need to align with that energy. And when you do, you get an insight. That's somehow how I would explain. Because it's same with my painting. Sometimes I go for a walk and idea finds me. Sometimes I'm on my bike and idea finds me. But what I connect is idea finds me when I'm inspired, when I'm in a feeling of inspiration. That's why in ancient times said that inspiration is a voice of God, because it just gives you something you needed. And yeah, I think that's why we love good music and we love poetry and we love to go into galleries, because it inspires us and then we get insights. But I like to remind people when people feel inspired, because my work is kind of like I like to inspire people. That's something I just love to do. And people often say I'm so inspired. So I like to remind people do something with inspiration, because otherwise it's just a fleeting feeling. Same as motivation, like you need to do something with it and it will change your life. If you listen to good music and you don't do anything after that, then it's like at least dance, like at least do something so you change, right? And yeah, that's what I think about it. I think you need to tap into it and whatever works for you. Like, I don't think you need something special. It's just music, maybe, or sitting down and thinking about moments that were truly beautiful and nice, and remembering how it felt and re-experiencing them. And yeah, that's something that works for me.
Amazing. Cool. Yeah, for me, let's say it works when I go for a walk and just sitting
Mhm.
in the nature, the things just come to me, or just usually when I drive in the car for like two
Yeah,
hours, I get the best ideas ever. And I
yeah,
have those
that's so
feelings with
true.
myself.
Yeah,
So
that happens to me as well. Like sometimes I don't know what to do, and I would sit in a car and I would just drive around, play some music or something like that, and it just opens me up. There's something, yeah, magical about car drives.
I would say that because it's so automatic already, that your brain brain is just okay. Now I can relax. The body knows what to do. And then you have all this time, like 2 hour driving. You have so much time to do nothing than just, let go. The body does what it does. You still have to be, there so that it's safe to drive. But I think that opens up for me a whole new world, which usually it doesn't, because you're all the time doing something. You're all the time distracting from something. I don't know, there's calling, people are talking to you, there's noise, you are doing all the things. And when you're driving, you're just driving.
Yeah, maybe it's that your analytical mind goes aside because you're safe and you open up. Yeah.
I just remembered, how important do you think that this empty space is for us? Because I
Mm.
believe that people nowadays also relate to, if I don't work, I don't have any value. If I don't do anything, I'm lazy. At least I see it like that. And we just keep ourselves so busy that we don't have like a second in a day where we can just sit down, do nothing, not scrolling, not looking at television or reading a book, but just do nothing and exist. How important do you think that is for creation process and
Yeah,
everything?
a lot for contemplation and thinking about how our life is going and are we happy? Are we moving into the right direction? It's very important because we don't really know how much we are attached to the knowledge that we've or information we received from others through conditioning and growing up and going through school and I don't know, finding a job and being surrounded with people. We're just in this box of thinking and feeling the same way every single day. And if we don't step outside of it, we don't know we are in it. And emptiness is like a space that allows us to see what we couldn't saw before. It's like, if you're underwater and if you would be enough time underwater, you would think that's all that exists. But once you step outside of the water, you recognize, oh, this was just one lake. There's another lake and another river there, and there's an ocean. You recognize there's so many possibilities. So if you're able to step outside of your own thinking, that sounds so strange when you talk about this, but it's actually way easier when you do it. You notice that maybe your thinking and your attachments and what you value, maybe that's just a limited expression of you, and maybe there's so much more you could become if you would just tune or learn something new. So yeah, for example, when you focus on nothingness, and this is strange until you do it, like any meditation, whatever works for us, if we practice it, at some point we notice that there's so much we don't know. And if there's so much we don't know, we recognize that we want to know more. We want to know something new. We want to know something different. But because it's kind of, there's infinite different ways you could know about, infinite different knowledge, you once again need to know what sparks you, like what you want to know about more, how you want to live your life. So once again, having a direction. And then you can direct your mind towards something that will free you, something that will, liberate you from the box that you live in. And that's to me very important because now when I'm facing a challenge or something, I don't truly look at it as a challenge. I just ask myself, okay, what I don't know that would resolve it. And then I look for options or I set an intention. And sometimes I meet a random person that introduces me to a potential solution. But then once again, it's up on you. Are you willing to learn it? Are you willing to master a new skill so you can resolve that challenge? And it's up on you again. So maybe the big challenge here is that all responsibility comes back to you and you recognize, oh, I'm responsible for my challenges and I'm the one that will free myself from it. So it's a challenge, but it's also power, because if you're responsible for your troubles in life, maybe not all of them, but the ones that are troubling you the most, then you're also the one in power that can resolve it. And all it takes is learning the right information and then applying it and keep applying it consistently until you become so good at resolving it that the challenge disappears. And once the challenge disappears, you're free and you say, oh, I did it. And then you ask yourself, what else can I do like this? And that's how I look at my life right now.
I couldn't agree more. And I kind of come to an idea of discipline and how important do you think a discipline is, and how to grow it in yourself, because not all of the people have discipline. For me, that's kind of a challenge, I have all these things that I could do, or I start doing something and I do it for a month, and then I lose the thread and I stop doing it, and then I come back after like 2 months again and start doing it again. But I think the consistency is the key also here. So what would you
Yeah.
maybe suggest to people, how to deal with discipline?
Yeah, I think it must be firstly on a certain importance level. So we know why we want to finish it. Because if it's something random, we'll start because it sounds interesting, but then we recognize that it's actually painful and will not continue. But if it's really important, if we know that maybe our life depends on it, or our finances depends on it, or our health, or whatever it is, then most probably we'll stick to it until we succeed. So many times people need some kind of breakdowns that they decide to be disciplined at something. To me, discipline is doing what we say to ourselves that we will do and finishing what we've started. That's discipline to me. And if we start it with small things like some routines in our day, like morning routine, for example, some simple routines, and we stick to them for 1 month, we recognize maybe it was not so hard and we are capable of being disciplined, being consistent, and we apply it to something else, like building a business or I don't know, whatever it is. So, yeah, it's about making something important to us. And important not just for some nonsense, but because we know that it will change our lives. So, yeah, that's how I am able. I'm still lacking discipline for certain things, but what I make important, I accomplish it. That's just something I've trained myself to do. Maybe once again because of a sport that just taught me what happens if you stick to something. Yeah, now I just know what happens if I do, and therefore it's not so hard anymore. But yeah, you need to have a belief in yourself that you're capable of. Because when nothing looks like it will work, you need to believe that it will work. And then your actions are the product of your beliefs. So if you say it will work, but if you don't believe that, most probably you will quit. But if you truly believe that you can do it, then your actions will show that and you will just not stop. But yes, it must be something that means something to you, I think.
Yeah, otherwise it's not that important, and you just don't make an effort for it. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
there is no
You're
spark.
also, yeah, exactly. You're also a personal coach, right? And you probably learned that to your clients as well, like the discipline and how to cultivate it. And just finding their purpose, because a lot of people, when I read the description, also come for you with finding the thing that they want, finding the purpose, and then following it. How do you help them, like, to just give us a little glimpse in it?
Yeah, usually I just listen. I listen and I see where they are. So it became very interesting to me when I talked with many people. I've noticed people usually already have answers, but they don't believe in them. So that was something very interesting because most of the time, if I just listen to a person, they come up with their own answers. So it made me question, like, do people actually need coaches, or do they just need listeners? Because intuitively we already know what's needed. But if someone is already on the other side of what we are going through, then they can easily kind of affirm that what we think is right. So yeah, to me it was very helpful to help others because I've been through it. So I would never be a person that would teach others something that I've just read in books. But because I've walked my path, I can easily know where people have challenges and therefore kind of show a finger on what to focus on and why sometimes it is maybe hard for someone to overcome something or to heal something because maybe they don't have some kind of a background that would support them in that process. So you need to give them some kind of information that would support them or some kind of practice. Like sometimes I like to say to people, go into the gym and learn how it works, building muscles, and then apply that same thing at building a relationship. It's sometimes painful and you push through and you need to listen, you need to be aware, and you need to kind of move away sometimes because yeah, it's hard to heal a wound if you're constantly opening it. Like if you get hurt in the gym, you will not go again tomorrow. You need to heal and things like that, like to make it practical. So yeah, it's a play. It's a play, and it's yeah, it's something that was fun, but maybe it's not the most. Yeah, maybe it's not the most interesting thing to me to do. So yeah, I rather paint and make video. So that's something that I'm figuring out.
Amazing. I want to touch also on your painting because that's what also inspired me when I saw you first time, like you expressing your dreams. And I could really see it that this is something that you like, and you have all these amazing paintings in the background.
Thank you.
So, what does painting mean to you? How do you feel while painting?
Yeah, it's I lose myself in it. I lose myself and I lose the sense of time, the sense of space, and it's very alive feeling. And then when you see that something that came through you is now present in front of you, is very magical. It's like a real experience of manifestation. Like you had it in your mind and it now it's in front of you, and all it required was you to create it. So it means a lot to me that I can do something like that, and it feels very natural to me. So yeah, maybe natural is the best feeling, I would say. It feels the most natural. That's why most probably before I said that coaching is something I like to do, but painting is something that I truly love. And if I would need to choose, I would always choose painting.
And you did it when you were young, but how come that you forgot about it?
Yeah, it's conditioning, I think. When I was a little kid, that was a way to escape the boring things in life. Like I don't know, when with my family we're sitting behind the TV and watching some mainstream shows or something like that, I would go into my room and I've started drawing, and it was more fun to me. Or sometimes if there was conflict or something was happening, I would go and draw and I would escape that thing and I would just immediately feel good. So I've noticed it's kind of my inner world or it just pulls me away from my human thing and I just become one or something like that, something like that. So yeah, it's hmm, it's just fun thing. And I've noticed that after every painting, there's a new idea that's more complex. So it's some kind of progress that happens to it and momentum and yeah, it's I don't know, it's hard to put into words. It's just feeling, and anyone who's creating feels most probably the same. So yeah, as a little kid, I've been feeling that same thing, but I've been not as open yet. So I've been drawing more what I knew, like cars and what I saw. But later it started opening way more when I've started using colors and kind of, just exploring what's possible to put together, but so it's beautiful, it fits together. So yeah, it's a very playful thing to do. Most probably like for a musician to put the right melody together and then write the lyrics and sing. And I think it's just this playful putting things together that eventually makes sense. So yeah, like I don't know, like building a house, putting things together that are eventually beautiful, but keeping it unique and not following certain trends or something that's popular is what keeps it free, I think.
I also started painting again because when I was young, I painted a lot. Like I was really enjoying it. And I kind of, there is not that much time, or at least I didn't make it a priority, let's say it like that. And then I discovered it like, I don't know, half a year ago. I just started doing it again. But I didn't like it because I was so strict with myself. When it didn't come out like I wanted, I was I was kind of angry at myself. So this little kid in me just started to feel bad while painting. And I realized that. And one time I started painting and I saw that feeling coming up. And I just said, okay, I want to enjoy. Even if I completely destroy it, even if it doesn't come out like I want it, I just want to have fun with it. And I had the best time ever. So I was just painting, enjoying, and oh my god, now I just can't wait to paint again.
Yeah,
So I
it's so interesting because it's this game of knowing where to go, but sometimes you become too kind of rigid with yourself. You think you know best, and then it becomes very boring. You lose the spark again.
yeah.
But then you let go. Like it, yeah. It with painting is this is happening all the time. I have I don't know. No, you can't see. There in the corner, I have one painting that I've started 5 times and it just didn't go the way it just didn't felt like I'm going anywhere. So I said, oh, I will just start putting colors on, just playing. And that's when the painting that now exists started coming into the process. So yeah, it's sometimes you truly need to let go but then do something anyway. So it's a balance that needs to be like not being too rigid. But sometimes if you just play, you also don't come anywhere. So kind of being aware what's the right thing to do in any moment is the best thing, but it requires you to be present. It's good. I didn't know that you paint as well.
Well, I don't paint like you, but I have a lot of fun while painting, and I
And
do it.
that's what
And now
matters.
my paintings are hanging all over the place because I was just like, okay, I want to paint that. And also the ideas come. But I was
Uh,
when you were sharing your process uh, of learning how to paint through YouTube, I might do that as well because I have some ideas, but I know that I don't have the knowledge to do it, but I will maybe just go to YouTube and see how to do it because I wanted to do some painting with the clouds and like how to paint clouds.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I will Google it up.
Yeah, it helps if you learn a little bit how somebody else is doing that. Just don't watch too many videos because then you may start comparing yourself with others. Just see how others are doing and then you will come up with your own way. That's something that works for me. Uh,
It's funny because
but
it's always a dance, I think. It's always a dance of one thing and one thing. Like it's in two extremes and then you have to find the middle ground. Like, okay,
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to have the structure and the knowledge to do it, but on the other hand, you cannot be too rigid and too strict with yourself because then it's just not fun. So middle ground.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. And that's what you learn through the process. You can't learn this otherwise. You may think you know everything and you stay rigid, and you may create wonderful results, but it doesn't break through. There's no real progress. And then you let go and you do something freely, and then everything just spontaneously happen. So here's one interesting story. When I had my first art exhibition, and it was actually thanks to my business mentor back at that time, Ursha George. She was my business mentor. I don't know if you know her.
Nope.
Okay, she still is. I think she's still mentoring. She was an incredible mentor. She helped me she pushed myself back at the time to have my first art exhibition. I had many paintings created, but there were few paintings that I thought I will not put them there because they're not good enough. That was so interesting because I've been free with them. I've been learning still with them. But then when people started coming in, like clients, when people were interested into buying, the painting that I didn't want to place there was the first one that was sold. And that was so interesting to me. So like, again, this rigidness of yours, like, no, this is good enough and this is not good enough. It's just your opinion. And yeah, when you put it in front of other people, some people may find beauty in something that you would call it's not good enough. So yeah, that's why I think it's so important to let go and just do it with flow.
And you also kind of pushed a little button in me because I am a little bit of a perfectionist. And like you said, it's all about learning and then doing it. And for me, it's just I keep building the knowledge and I still think it's not good enough. So I don't do it. I don't apply the knowledge. Although
Mm.
now, like after 9 years of like really diving deep inside of me and getting all this knowledge, I have a lot of things to give. I just don't give them because I think it's not good enough. It's maybe I
Uh,
need some more, and then I can start comparing with other people. And I think that's a really big obstacle that a lot of people have. So when you said you just have to start doing it and start applying the knowledge, that was really like, yes, I think
mm.
that's the thing.
Yeah, I think we all have a perfectionist inside of us. Maybe because we've been taught that we're not good enough if we're not this certain way, or that only when our results are celebrated somewhere, then we will be good enough, or something like that. I still have it in me. And I see it when I start something new. Like what I'm doing now, for example, when I'm making daily videos or paintings, it doesn't show up that much anymore because I've just got used to put the work out. Doesn't matter how it is. But when I start something new, I still notice like, oh, it's not perfect yet. It's not good enough yet. And it's again this dance, because sometimes it truly is not good enough. Sometimes it has some space for improvement, but other times it's just better to put it out and move to the next one, and you will make more progress like that. So it's another game. Everything is this kind of a play of one extreme and another, like you said before, and it's just in everything, yin and yang. It's in everything, and it's catching yourself, noticing where you start complicating things or where you start pulling yourself back because you think it doesn't reach your expectations. Maybe it doesn't reach your expectations and your 10th work will, but someone else will already find great value in what you've produced. It's we always see things from our perspective, but we may be more evolved than someone else that will come across our work and they will think, oh, it's incredible, because it's first time for them seeing something like that. But for you, it's not enough. So yeah, once again, seeing different perspectives and just putting it out. Who cares?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
going to the next one. Yeah, that was one journey of mine on YouTube. I just put a video out and I moved to the next one. If it's not good enough, the next one maybe better, maybe. So yeah. That's the formula. Just put it out.
Exactly. And you will never know if you don't try it and, you know, put it out there
Yeah,
and see what direction is. And also, when you said that maybe somebody is not evolved as you are, not meaning in a bad way, right? But just, you know,
yeah,
seeing
of
it from
course.
a different light. And, you know, I know
Yeah,
that
of
you went,
course.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean this way, of course. Like, for example, you're painting for 2 years and you haven't put a painting out. You obviously know more about painting than someone who's starting today. And if you would put that painting out, that person who's starting today would see it as something incredible, most probably, because that person would understand how much work it takes and how much time it takes to get onto that level. And it's same in everything else. Like, people judge because they've never tried to do something, but when you actually start trying something, you actually notice it's much easier then to see real quality in something, because only when you start doing something, when you're involved in the process, then you start truly noticing the value in things. Because on social media, everyone can judge you or everyone can write whatever. But if you've been doing something that, I don't know, that other person is doing, then you know what it takes to be on that level. And we are evolved in, like, we are all on different kind of levels. Somewhere we are more evolved, somewhere we are less evolved. There is some kind of hierarchy to our evolution. It's not ego and arrogance, but it's wisdom and knowledge and experience. And yeah, we are critical towards ourselves, but in certain area we may be more evolved than someone who will need what we are producing. Who knows? Like, you can't know, but if you put it out, you will learn that that's the truth.
exactly. And sometimes a person just resonates with that, what he sees or hears, and it just clicks for him. No matter if
Yeah.
it's like the top quality or the lowest quality, that message just gets to him through a picture, through a video, or through whatever, and that's it. It just connects.
Yeah, because it's you. When you put yourself out authentically, the way that is natural to you, then someone will resonate with it. And another example here could be when I've started making my first videos, my English was so bad. And I've made so many mistakes, and the lighting was completely, not professional. Nothing was professional. But there was still so many positive comments. People still found value in it. And it gave me truly a deep belief in myself that I'm actually doing something helpful. Because, yeah, if I would receive some criticism back at the time, it would be quite destructive for me. But there was so much love, and I've noticed it doesn't need to be perfect to be helpful. And yeah, but if you keep up, it will become way better. And this is kind of path towards some kind of perfection that's actually experienced through walking it. There's a saying that the state of God is the state of becoming. So the state of perfection is actually the state of becoming. It's constantly becoming better, becoming more experienced and wiser. Not to think when it will be perfect, it will be finished, but actually keep doing new work and keep experimenting and trying new things until you find your flow and you find your style, and you kind of make it better and better and more unique. But then you just move to the new thing because the new thing calls you, and again you're at the beginning. And it's a constant journey.
Exactly. And you also do painting with a concept. That's what I read on your also on your website. And
Mhm.
every painting that you do comes with a message, which I like. I went through some, and I don't know why, but I really feel connected to whales, dolphins, and I want to work with them
Uh-huh.
as well. So when I saw a picture with a whale, I think it's how it's it called? Um,
Universe has your back. This one.
yes,
Uh-huh.
I just read it, the message next to it, and I was like, I could have the painting and then the whole text next to it, like a separate painting. it just resonated so much. It was amazing. So I really like that concept, and I think that's what you also wanted to achieve, right?
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, it happened spontaneously. Like that was one of the reasons why I think I was pulled to YouTube as well, because every time I finished a painting, when I wanted to kind of write a description, there was this kind of a text. And I've noticed there's so many words and so many stories to it. So it was never just a painting, it was always a story that is kind of put onto a canvas. So each painting is kind of a story, like a book that you look at it and it tells you a story. So that was something interesting that happened and is still happening. And it's just becoming more fun because it's like, how can I put this story onto a canvas? And it's just happening over and over again. And I like it. It's, yeah, I call it paintings with a concept. I don't know what's its name, but that's how I call it. But I think it's what I do on YouTube now. Like with every painting, usually there's a video where painting plays, and in the background, I share a message that's often related to a painting or something in life. And it just, yeah, it just happens this way. I don't know. I'm a very spontaneous person, and it happened like that. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm happy that you felt it. It means that it speaks to you. So
But
yeah, it's
it was
beautiful.
funny because there was so many paintings that I started like just looking because I like them, and the messages just resonated, and then I watched the videos from you and also the messages resonated. So I was just like, is it just me like connected so much this work, or is it just, we are all kind of in the same thread? So that's why maybe all of those messages connect to so many people, because it's something that we are all experiencing. We all need to hear that, and it also comes to all of us. But maybe when you see it on the painting and written in the text, not just in the feeling of your body, then you can be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I need
Hmm.
to hear.
Yeah, maybe it's that you put into words something that people feel, but it's also because you feel, because you sense.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, there are so many people who sense, and many times more sensitive people don't have words to explain what they sense because they're focused on feeling, which is great. But when you put into words what they feel, it truly resonates with them, and it sometimes it moves them, it inspires them. Like if someone who's very logical and analytical would say something they need to do to them, they would be resentful. But when you speak to their feelings, it's like, oh yeah, that truly resonates. I need to do that. And we've noticed by the feedback that so many people who have resonated with this work also have experienced positive changes. Like they've been inspired. Some people have been inspired to stop drinking or stop smoking. Or once we received a message from someone that was very deep. Like a person wanted to do a suicide, and he was completely ready. He wrote a ending message to his family. He was completely done. The last thing he did was, I don't know why, he went on YouTube and he came across one of my videos, and he started listening and he felt it, and he went into another video, into another video, and he just deeply resonated with it. And he was so inspired that he postponed his kind of suicide thing to the next day. He said, I will do it tomorrow. And then the next day he went on YouTube again and he started listening messages. So he did the same thing next day. And at some point he kind of, I don't know what happened to him, but he decided to change his life. He started working out again. He stopped drinking. He started building his business back. And I don't know what happened then to him because he didn't write us later, but he was changed. And because something he felt was maybe that he never felt before. I don't know. It's just, yeah. sometimes it's I think most messages we hear out there are from logical, analytical people. And when intuitive people start expressing themselves, they speak to a whole another group of people that before never received maybe something that would resonate with them. And this group of people also need a messenger and they need something to relate. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of this mission like that. And I was not planning that. Paintings were not planned, and I was in sports. I was completely okay with that, but this happened, and I'm truly grateful that it did.
I just got like waves of electricity running through my body when you were sharing that.
Yeah, it's powerful. We received many messages like that, and yeah, it's. I'm just grateful that I can be in this position. And I don't have words because you don't know what to think. You just do what you love, and someone can be changed by that. So yeah, that's why I like to inspire other people to do what's important to them, because you don't know that there's a person that will come across your work and they will never say anything. They will never thank you. They will never, you will not even know that they exist, but they will be changed. And then maybe few years later, you receive a letter. Hey, back at that time, that video of yours changed everything for me. So that's beautiful.
And you don't need to use like words or like try to describe it, but you are painting and you are sharing those messages that come intuitively to you. So you're doing the work, but in your
Yeah,
own way.
I'm trying. Thank you for noticing. That's a big thing already, for feeling that as well.
This is how I felt just going through looking at your paintings. And like I said, I came across you long time ago, and just knowing that there is somebody that is earning money by doing something that they love, even if it's painting, which for me was like, how can you earn money like that? Just keeping that in mind was like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. And now knowing you better, it's just wow. It is inspiring, just that. So thank you.
Yeah, it's I think with anything it's possible if you truly, like, we went all in, and I'm very grateful that Maya was always by my side, and she's the most supportive person that like, she's an angel in my life. And when I was biking, she was supporting me. When I've started this, she was supporting me. When we were making zero money, she was supporting me. She always believed in me, and it's very important to have this kind of a support. I don't know if it's like, if it's all like, sometimes people then say, yeah, but I don't have this kind of a support. I think universe brings us people that we need, and if there is no such a person yet, then it means you need to do all the work on yourself and do it by your own. But yes, it's to me, it's a proof that anything is possible if you truly put everything in. And yeah, when you do the work, you will just appear at the right time, at the right place. You can't explain it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you truly do everything, and if you truly study the options and you apply everything, you know that it is possible and that resonates with you. Like, I've been learning from other artists how they've started making a living with their art, and I've applied some of their work, like selling prints of my art, so it's not just original painting. And at the beginning, when we've started making phone cases and pillowcases, and those were the first things that we've started selling, and people supported us at the beginning, which was very beautiful. And people I never thought that would come supported us. So that was also interesting. Like, people from high school came and bought a product, which was a beautiful support, and I would never thought this would happen. So um, yeah, just putting everything in and knowing that there is no other option than succeeding at it. That was to me a philosophy. Knowing there is no other way than making it happen. And we've also noticed that it took us 2 years to make some real results. So we were making some breakthroughs, and every single month we kind of survived. But after 2 years, it truly started blooming. And it started blooming in a way we would never expect, like almost too fast. We had no idea how to manage everything and taxes and all of these things. So we needed to learn also that business side of it.
Mhm.
But yes, 2 years. And when I talked with other entrepreneurs, usually people say it takes around 2 years for a certain project that you're really putting in a lot of work that starts succeeding. So I don't know if it's just our um, timing or if it's for everyone like that. But yeah, I would never change that. So yeah, I don't know. What is your dream? What are you building right now?
Wait, did you lose me? Okay, I'm still here. Sorry, a little technical issues.
No problem.
And you also probably, when you started, you were faced with all the doubts, the fears, the like, yeah, inner conflicts. If it's this really something that you want, how you will make it, is what will others say about this? How did you deal with that?
Yeah. Well, I've surrounded myself with books from people who succeeded. That's what I did because in my environment, I had no people that would truly live such a life. So yeah, Maya's parents that live beside us in another house, they supported us, but it was still like many doubts. Is it truly the thing? And it was not like, yeah, I'm completely supported. So I needed to support myself with books from people who succeeded, people who are entrepreneurs, people who are great artists, musicians that made it. And I found them like my mentors. I've thought about them like they are my mentors. They are beside me. They are celebrating me. I've started kind of making up stories like these are my people, and if they did it, I can do it too. So that's how I did it. And yeah, I had fears, and I still have them. And many times when it was very challenging, like when you receive a bill and you don't know how you will pay, that was at the beginning many times. I once again have tested that philosophy that life supports you when you follow your heart. And I went into meditation and I visualized myself receiving money for what I'm doing. I had a clear intention, like how much money I want to make. I've written it down on a piece of paper precisely, like this amount of money I want to have. This is what I want to buy. This is how I want to live. I've written all of these things down and I've been visualizing it. When it was hard, I went into meditation and I visualized it. And then when I returned back, I've asked myself, okay, what that version of myself that already lives that life is doing. And I've noticed, oh, that me is painting. So I went to paint, and my successful me is painting, is creating, is a creator. So that's what I've been doing. Like back at that time, I think I've been painting every single day, all day long. Like I had a challenge for me that I will make one painting a day, so I can truly learn to paint fast. And yeah, that's I think how it was possible to me. I don't know how is it for others, but as I've been reading stories from these other entrepreneurs and other artists, I've noticed they had same battles, they had same emotions, same fears, same doubts, but they kind of set a goal. Like I don't want to live uh, an average life, or I don't want to live a small life, or I don't want to live maybe financially limited life, or anything that was a drive for them. For me, it's freedom. For me, freedom motivates me because when I'm free, I am creative. And when I'm creative, I'm happy. And when I'm happy, everything is good. So I've noticed I need freedom in my life. And freedom is also financial freedom. It's also living where I'm happy, like where I'm surrounded with nature, that I can go outside and I feel free. And that motivates me. And I said, anything is worthy to create a freedom life, or life of freedom. So yeah, maybe that drive was more important than doubts of the mind. But also these doubts are coming from people who have never succeeded maybe at their dreams. So it's important to notice that not every thought is the truth, and not every opinion from other person is the truth. And also people who want the best for you may not be there pushing you to accomplish it, because they know it's scary and they know you can fail. And you know you can fail. Everyone knows that there's more options or more possibilities to fail than to succeed. So you truly need to believe, and you need to know why you're doing it. And if you know your why, if you truly know why you want it, like why I wanted freedom so much, why I wanted to keep going with that, uh, then it was worth it for me. And it still is. Like challenges are coming up now, different challenges, and I still know why I'm doing it, and this helps me all the time.
This freedom, when you mentioned it, really resonates with me, because I also am striving towards that. Because freedom for me means that I can do whatever I want, I can follow my dreams, I can truly live a happy life. And by saying that, I truly believe that life was meant to be lived in a way that you work, that you do something that you really love, that comes natural to you, like you said, natural, and that you can earn money with it.
Yeah.
And I know so many people that want to live like that, and maybe they have a vision, or they're still finding it, although they probably know it somewhere deep inside. They just need to see it. What would you maybe have some kind of advice for those people, how to um how to start, how to just start, what to do?
For people who don't have a vision yet, or for people who are not sure if that's the right thing.
For those kind of people, or for the people that already have like clear vision, but they just need to go for it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just ask them if they are sure that that is their vision. So it's not something they've been just influenced by someone on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. Because if the drive is not internal, it will eventually run out. So yeah, firstly find out if that's truly your vision, if that's truly what you want, or is it just because you want to make, I don't know, money, or you want to impress someone, something like that. And for that, usually we need to go through some kind of purification. Like when we went to travel to Spain, it it changed us, because we needed to let go of everything we know. We needed to sell our things. We were broke. We needed to sleep in our car, and it kind of purified us. We were not um, like influenced by other people how we want to live. We truly faced with ourselves. And for someone who's already following a vision, yeah, firstly just truly make sure that that's your goal, that that's your drive. And if it is, then create some kind of a plan out of it. And it doesn't need to be strict. Just know a little bit how much money you want to make with it, how you will make it, what will happen when you will start making it, what kind of people you need to meet, where you can meet these people, and start putting yourself out there. So you meet people who are already there, or you just start, creating some new connections. Uh, but then also change your identity. Like when I went out of sport and I've started kind of becoming an artist, I was still identified more as an athlete than an artist. And I've noticed, okay, I need to shift my identity. Like, I'm an artist and I want to create something big out of it. I can't look at myself like an athlete who's doing this just for fun. I need to go all in, and I need to think like an artist. I need to see what artists are doing, so they can survive, they can make a living, and they can thrive. And yeah, changing identity is very important. So we start to think like a person who's already where we want to go. Yeah, and then just keeping up and having tools for the days when we will feel, breakdowns and setbacks, because these days come as well. And knowing that it's not the end of the world, and it's not that this is not meant for you. It's not that there's something wrong with you, and it's not that your timing is broken or any of that. It's just a part of the process. I kind of look at it as a test. Like, tests are there to truly challenge our vision. Are we truly believing into a possibility? Are we truly Do we truly want it enough? And if the answer is yes, we will keep going when these days will come. If the answer is no, then we'll give up. So having tools for the days when we feel like it's not working out. And yeah, meditation is another tool. Like, every single day, if you have some routines to reflect, how are you doing? Where you're falling off the track? What is pulling you off the track? What pulls you back on the track? And what helps you to stay motivated? What keeps you inspired? Having clarity around these things, so when you have a hard time, you can shake off this negativity, and you can return back into some kind of mental sharpness, and you ground yourself. You take a few days off if you need to, and then you return back. To know that your path is your path, and being pulled off is kind of a test from life if you're willing to return and keep going. Because eventually, if you keep going, you will most probably come to what you're aiming towards, or something greater will happen. If you quit, then it will be just this fallen dream that becomes then a pain you carry inside of you, and you start pouring it onto others. Like, don't do that, because it never works.
When you said purify your vision, so it's not maybe something that society thinks you should do, or you think that if you will do it, society will like you more. For me, I think, because I'm still kind of in search of that, but it keeps coming back to me after 2 years, 3 years, that I still want to try it. And even while I'm doing practices or like energy work, the vision comes to me. And the feeling when I do it, it's so exhilarating, so exciting for me, that I think that this is the right thing, not something that I would do just for others to enjoy it, or to say I'm doing that and people will like me more because of that. So what would you think, maybe, that it's, how would
Yeah,
you define it?
that's definitely it. That's definitely it. If it keeps returning, it's yours, and it is calling you, and it will be calling you until you say yes to it. There are certain things that were returning to me as well, like that. And yeah, painting was something that returned to me, and I immediately grabbed it. But yeah, I've noticed that something that's not yours is usually fleeting. Like, it inspires you and it goes away and it never returns. Like, when you see someone on YouTube that lives maybe a lifestyle that feels attractive, and it inspires you, oh yeah, I will start that business as well, or that thing. But then you start, and a few days later you feel empty. That's something that usually is not truly ours. But if it keeps returning, I would say big yes to it. And also, if you start tapping in and thinking about it, you will see that options will start opening slowly. And you will see another maybe book about it, or a person that's already good at it will appear, or you will find a mentor somewhere that will just pull you deeper into it. And then it's like a snowball effect. It starts and then it starts getting bigger, and suddenly you're already all in. And yeah, there must be something connected with your future that it keeps returning. I like to say that there's a future version of you that is calling you back in this moment, and it's giving you glimpses of what awaits you there. But then if you don't grab them, if you don't say yes to them, you will never arrive there. You will just go on with your automatic thoughts and habits, and you will end up who knows where. But if you say yes to these glimpses, they will become more intense and bigger. And then, if you're willing to do the work and to study and to practice, then, well, doors will open. Maybe not the first one or maybe not the third one, but they will open at some point.
So yeah, maybe just to summarize, I really feel what you were sharing, that important things are to really go all in, have the intention and just do it all in. Maybe find some mentors that can help you, or even if it's just a book or a
Definitely.
YouTube video. Yeah. And then try it and follow the messages because they start coming.
Yeah, yeah. And sticking up to something that I've noticed in my life also was that not jumping too much around to other people. Like, for example, when I came across work of Dr. Joe Dispenza and I've started reading his books, I've started following just that. I've stopped looking what other people are doing. And I've been studying just his work and his advice and his meditations. And it helped me because, there's so many people, so many different advices, so many different opinions, and you can easily become overwhelmed. And yeah, there's just too much. Oh, should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this kind of meditation or this? So it's a lot of options, and eliminating options to something that truly resonates with us is then helps us so much to truly do the right thing. So yeah, we are not all over the place. That's another thing I would add here. And also to the thing, going all in, it's scary. Going all in is scary. So we really need a good plan for that. So when I when I started, I never like to recommend what I did because it was very scary, but it worked out. Most probably because we went all in. But something that was very good at the beginning was that I've written down a professional business plan for what I'm doing, which was very strange because it's art, and I kind of needed to make up a story that I will psychologically help people with my art. And actually, because I've written that business plan, I found a business mentor that was a very intuitive woman, Ursha, that felt my idea. And firstly, because I was writing this business plan down, it helped me to truly understand what I'm doing, what are my potential people that will fill my work, how I want to grow with it, what are the goals. It helped me to kind of organize my thoughts because it was something that I was not so good at, to have organized mind. I'm an artist and I'm a bit more chaotic sometimes in my mind, but it helped me to truly ground that idea. And I said, okay, if it takes to succeed at this, I will do it. And yes, because of that, I met my mentor, and it just happened that she had a contact with an art gallery that connected me with them, where I had my first art exhibition. So doors started opening. But this, having some kind of a plan is, I think, very important, because sometimes people contact us, they say, I'm going all in with that, but they are not even sure what they are doing. So it's,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a risk. It's a big risk. And I think it's good if you know what you're doing and if you know where you're going exactly. So that's something I would add as well. It's just what we did, and I can say it worked.
Okay. Thank you for that because I'm just writing canvas like a business plan. And I'm doing
Mm.
it for so long because it's just like, why am I doing this? Why I just don't go full in and just like I don't care, I don't need that. And then maybe, yeah, because I felt at some point that maybe my mind is getting more crystallized,
Yeah,
and it's getting some structure, and I can present it to people, not just like, oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
doing
that's
that.
so important. That's so important.
Mm,
Because back when when I made that plan, I've also started going to some events where entrepreneurs were meeting. I don't know how they are called, but at those places, you needed to introduce yourself in a very short sentence, what you're doing. And that helped me so much. And it was very helpful. It's not a fun thing to do, but it's very important. Uh, yeah, it's very important because there's many unexpected things that happen, especially when it comes to finances. Firstly, when you have a goal, usually you need more than you think you need. There are unexpected expenses and so on. But when you have this kind of a plan, you know what to expect, you know what to be prepared for, and then you can make bigger dreams out of it and yeah, and follow it.
exactly. Yeah. So I will do it.
Yeah,
I will definitely
perfect.
do it. Okay. So we're kind of slowly coming to an end. I took your 2 hours, so thank you for staying with me so long.
That's
But
a lot.
yeah. What would be your maybe advice to people, like to the people listening to that podcast, as yeah, go home to carry to, with you a message?
I think I would say that before you follow the advice of others, ask yourself if that's truly what you want to do. And if you want something else than what's normal or what's usual in the society, then truly investigate it, study it, and find people who have succeeded at it. Because if it's not normal, it doesn't mean it's not possible. And when you expand your mind around possibilities, you will notice it's not so strange as it looks maybe in your environment. You will notice it's quite normal if you're in the right group of people. And yeah, then go all in. Notice that possibilities are out there, but you need to look for them. Our minds are wired and programmed by what we are perceiving all the time and what we've been growing up with. So if you have an inner impulse to to follow something different or something new, it just means that's your calling. But your mind is not wired for that calling. Your mind is wired for what's familiar to you and to your environment. So you will need to rewire your mind. You will need to prepare your mind for your calling. And that will be the scariest thing and the most rewarding thing. And if you go for it, I'm sure you will not just change your life for the better, you will also inspire many people to do the same without even knowing that you're inspiring them. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Amazing, thank you. So the last two questions: what are your next goals or wishes that you want to manifest in this
Hmm.
reality?
Wow. Well, for now, I will just right now I'm very open for what is starting. Right now, I'm in a place where I don't have a very precise goal related to my work. Maybe I'm more focused on family. Like me and Maya are planning to start a family. So this is something that we are manifesting right now, or at least we're starting. We're contemplating on it, which is a big thing after all this adventure. So I would say, yeah, I will stay open how everything will go also with the work. Yeah, like I didn't plan what I'm doing today. So when I got that calling, I made a plan. And right now, I don't have a calling for something new yet. So I will continue doing what I'm doing now. And if there will be a new calling, then I will make a plan and a vision for it. So for now, I will just continue, and I'm curious into what it will evolve. So yeah, I think that's it. And of course,
Which
yeah, being open to help as many people as possible. There are a few maybe smaller things that I'm focused on more in the future. I want to help more artists also to learn how to navigate this world, not of art, but more of making a living with your passion, or at least what it means to make a living with your passion, because it's not often how it looks. And to some people, it's more destructive than maybe constructive. So also help people in this way. This is something that I have a plan, but I haven't initiated yet due to other work. But these are my visions for the future, to help also people in this way. And yeah, we'll see how this will evolve.
are you happy with your current life that you're living and that you created with Maya?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. It's many times it's a dream, and sometimes now it happens that I actually forget that we made it. Like, you know, when you live it for some time, you forget that not everyone has this kind of an option. So nowadays, many times I truly need to reflect where we've started, how everything have started, to see that it's truly a blessing. So I understand that something that such a miracle can become almost something we take for granted. So nowadays I'm truly reminding myself how we've started, and that it's a miracle. It's a miracle to live like that. Not that it's easy. I don't know. I would never say to people, live like we live, because sometimes it's scary and it's uncertain, but we are free, and yeah, it's a miracle. So I'm very happy, and I just know that we are creators and we can create our lives. And yeah, yeah, it feels good when you live your own creation. Yeah, but be precise, because there's many things you will not predict. There's many things that will happen still, that will be challenging, that before you have no idea that they can happen. So it's always there's always more of something that we need to create. So it's not a finished thing. It's something that's ongoing. But yeah, I'm very grateful.
And it's really inspiring to meet somebody like you who started basically from scratch, just believing in his idea and following his calling. And now seeing you after this period of time living your dream and having your life worth living and that you like living it. So amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's also good to talk with someone who is doing something like that, or at least starting to do something like that. I think you are already doing so many great things and podcasts, and you know what you're doing. It's very great for me to talk with someone who knows these things and who's willing to make something great also for others. It's very rewarding. It's a different conversation, and we both can grow with that.
I enjoy it immensely. That's why I make it so long, because I'm like, oh, it's so precious. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So thank you for today.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Okay. Any last words?
Well, I think there was many words already. So I don't know. Yeah, truly, tune into yourself and know what is your thing. We're living busy lives, and we're right now in very uncertain and chaotic times. So know what is your thing, know what is your path, and yeah, make sure that outside distractions don't dim your inner clarity.
Amen to that. Okay. Thank you for today and thank you for listening. See you in the next podcast.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, everyone.